Welcome to Art Toronto. My name is Mia Nielsen. I'm the director of the fair. And over the last few months, we've heard a lot from our collectors about how the pandemic changed the way they've been building their collections, how it has questioned the works that they're attracted to, and how they have sought out new artists for their collection. So today we hear from longtime curator and art consultant Pamela Meredith on a new work that she's recently acquired by Caroline Monnet. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Pamela Meredith. This is Plum. And yes, we're in my living room. And if I look around my living room, I have pieces in this room that I've collected over 25 years. I can see the piece that was the first piece I ever acquired, which was a multiple. It's a candlestick holder cast in sterling silver. So a functional piece. And behind me, by Caroline Monnet, is one of the most recent pieces that has come into the collection. So that's kind of nice to be able to see the whole span of work in this room. Mostly work by women artists. I'm looking at Caroline Monnet's work for a few years, and was able to acquire her work for a corporate collection that I work with. And when I saw this one, it was during that short time that galleries were able to be open, sort of, maybe a year ago, last fall, and we were able to get into galleries, see a few things in real life. And I saw this in an exhibition in Toronto at Division Arsenal. And what immediately drew me to it was the color, probably. I'm totally having a pink moment, but the materials. So what this piece is, it's called Kokum's Comfort. And so comfort is the name of the pink material that she uses. So it's called Comfort Seal. And I think it's like a foam barrier that's used in building, like in building homes, to prevent, wind and different things from seeping through. So it's that spongy pink material. And then she's embroidered her, pattern of symbols and language. And it's all, it may look like a barcode or, even like a microchip or something like that, but it really is, it does come from language that is passed down maternally in language from her tradition. So there's a lot going on in this piece, and referencing contemporary building on Indigenous territories. So it's quite a joyful piece to me, but at the same time, it's pretty full of really deep and meaningful and sort of grievous history. And so it's a piece that looks past, it looks forward, it feels really of the moment. And I love the fact that it's embroidered. I do have a number of works that have thread or sewing or fabric, or and even the piece that it hangs right beside, this piece by Beth Stewart that hangs in the corner. It's probably almost invisible, but it's a porcelain chain, a chain made by hand. And so what I like about these two things together too is, there's a softness about them, but a strength. And I'm always kind of looking at that dichotomy in artwork, this softness and strength. And I think Caroline's work, Kokum's Comfort. And Kokum, as I've learned, means grandmother. During the pandemic, art is one of the things that kept me sane and happy. In a general sense, zooming into artist talks and lectures and panels, and even zooming into musicians. I was zooming you know, all the time. And, you know, we're a little tired of that now, but in a more specific way, I was so thankful that I have art in my house, since that's where we were all the time. And so what I started to do at the very beginning, so maybe March 16th or 17th, is every morning I would get up and select, say hello to 2 pieces. And I just sort of set this up as a, you know, a structure that every day I would start my day and say hello, good morning, to 2 pieces of art. And so then I would post it on social media, good morning to this piece of art and that piece of art. And it was amazing because usually, you know, if I tagged the artist, and the artist would say good morning back to me. And, you know, maybe it was an artist that I knew well, or maybe not. But it started amazing dialogues with artists. And really, it was just a way to stay connected. You know, I was saying hello to these works of art and feeling grateful and expressing gratitude for being able to take care of this collection. But, you know, I was saying good morning to everyone, my family, my friends, everyone who was on Instagram. And so I did that for 2 months. You know, when I started, I never expected that, you know, we would be locked down for so long. And so after 2 months, you know, the collection is finite. So the project was over. And the other thing that I will say that happened during this time is, you know, Black Lives Matter and an emphasis for me, sort of a taking stock of the collection. And, you know, in the same way that I think galleries sort of looked at, scrutinized their, you know, their rosters and found them quite lacking in certain areas. I did the same with my collection, and I looked at everything that I had and found, you know, it was embarrassing that, you know, BIPOC artists were represented, but not in significant numbers. And so I really wanted to concentrate on looking harder and doing better in those terms. And so I set sort of an arbitrary, you know, the next 5 things that I purchase will be from BIPOC artists. And, you know, that's not hard to do. You know, that's easy to find 5 amazing works of art. And, you know, now that those 5 works of art are in my collection, that won't stop. Now I'll just keep looking. I'm really looking forward to the fair. I mean, I look forward to it every year, and the fact that we didn't get to do it last year in person, you know, we're all getting pretty good, I think, at looking at images on screens and, you know, kind of, JPEGs, and we can kind of get the general sense of what they're going to look like. But, you know, there's no replacing going to a real art fair. And for me, it's just a chance to, you know, see, you know, take the temperature of what's happening. And, you know, I think it's interesting to see, you know, 50 or 60 galleries at once. And yeah, it's one of my favorite weekends of the year. So the fact that we get to go back in person into the convention center, it's going to be amazing.